Okay, this is the remainder and the factor theorems, because the remainder theorem is one thing and the factor theorem is another thing. Let's go over the factor theorem. Okay, the factor theorem basically in a problem like this, where f of x is equal to 3x to the quartic power minus x to the third power plus 2x minus 6, and then it says divide x by -2. A lot of people want to go ahead and when they get ready to do long division, synthetic division, put this as a -2, but it really isn't. This is x minus 2, and it's just positive, and this is why. Quotient times a divisor plus a remainder means that f of x equals the quotient of x with a polynomial with at least 1 degree and 1 degree less than the degree of f of x. So if that makes any sense to you, it doesn't to me either. Just remember that when you get ready to put it out, it's positive 2 and not -2. Okay, so we move on. So we place a positive 2 in the remainder bracket, and then we get ready to write all these coefficients. This is a positive 3. This is the part that gets really tricky. This is a positive 3. This is a -1. Guess what? There's no x to the second power. So you have to place a 0 for this, because it's not there. And this is a 2. And you place your constant, which is -6. And I know I said put 2 on the outside, but this is -6. So just accept that. Okay, so you have 2, 3, -1, 2, and -6. Those are your constants. And again, there is no x2 term here. So, of course, you have to place this 0 here. As we move on, we're going to start dividing the terms. And let's make sure that you take care of this 0 term and you don't ignore it, as a lot of people are inclined to do. 3 you just bring straight down. Then you go outside. 2 times 3 is 6. You place it here. 1, -1 plus 6 is a positive 5, because this 6 is greater than this 5. Then to go to this side here, you go 2 times 5 is 10. 0, this is plus, this is not times. Here, you are multiplying here, subtracting, or adding here. So you're kind of doing like this V shape. Okay, that's why you see all these different colored lines here. So anyway, back to this 2 times this 5 is a positive 10. 0 plus positive 10 is 10. Now, 2 times 10 is 20. So 2 plus 20 is 22. Now over here, you have 2 times this 22, which is this 44. I hope you see the bond down over here, but then don't forget that you were adding here. Okay, now when you add this positive number, 44, you can almost turn this around and say 44 minus 6. That's a 1. You're borrowing. That's an 8. And there's no room to borrow. That's a 3. So that's 38, and it's positive. That's your remainder. It's 38. So if you want to check it, what do? Put it back in your brackets. So f of x equals 3x to the fourth power minus x third plus 2x minus 6. And so you just put it back where the powers were. And even though there was no power here, technically you could put here, it wasn't here, you could put plus 0 if you want to remember it, but you don't have to. Okay, this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's what this 4 means. So there are 4 of these. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. And times 2 is 16. So that's why you see a 16 here. And the 3 is on the outside. 3 times 16 is 48. You still have to remember PEMDAS. parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. That is supposed to be an S. But anyway, back to this. 2 minus 4. 8. There's a minus here. Already you know that's 40. 40 minus 2 is 38. Where did we get this minus 2? This is 2 times 4 is 8, and this is negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. We got 38. Here's the math to do this. Now, 38 is what is called our remainder. So when we get ready to do our remainder, we can also go back and say, oh, it had to be right. So that is the right part to do the equation because we had a remainder of 38 here. And then when we put the value of 2 into the equation, we get 38. It's that simple. A lot of people are inclined to put a negative 2. Even if you did, negative 2 times 2 be a negative 4. Might not work out that way. Times a positive 2 is a negative 8. It would come out negative. And this would come out differently. So make sure you put the same thing in here. Over here, when you have 2 powers, negative 2 times 2, negative 2 would be a positive 2. Positive 2 times a negative 2 would be a negative 2. Negative 2 times a negative 2, it would come out positive. I'm sorry. This would come out positive, this would come out negative, and then this would throw you off. So please make sure you put back in the original positive 2. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.